grinding like crazy. Got up, skin stuck to the veggies. Open window for a cold breeze. I have nothing to eat in my kitchen. Old coffee and yesterday's pizza. Listen, I promise to clean my floor, but I have no interest to fulfill my chores today. As long as the sun is shining and the weather is showing its face, just like me, it's been hiding. People painting the world with its rings, so I skip on my obligations. Like so many times before, reach for the door out to reclaim my faith in the making. God, I am here for the taking. Oh, it's a matter of opinion if I'm right, but I'm leaving off for now to go outside, putting chores and obligations on our pile. See them towering over me, know it too high.
I had it with this shit, Hey, yo, I gave it all I got, but it seems like it's not enough. Now I'm sitting there watching all these bills piling up like, damn, I need a change for the better. Scratch that, I need a change for the cheddar. Gotta get up, 9 to 5, have a regular life. With the knowledge knowing that I'm not a regular guy. See, I'll be more than me's a regular. I like Optimus Prime with my spectacular mind, composing these delicate rhymes. But I'ma design a different future for me. I had a good run with it, but it just ain't what it used to be. And truthfully, I trust nobody in this industry. They only come around when they want something like a fucking leash. But I'm cool, mama didn't raise no fools, so I'ma do what I do and chunk up the dues. And I'll be back in the booth when the stars align. But meanwhile,
it's a matter of opinion if I'm right, but I'm leaving off for now to go outside, putting chores and obligations on our pile. See them towering over me, know it too high. It's a matter of opinion if I'm right, but I'm leaving off for now to go outside, putting chores and obligations on our pile. See them towering over me, know it too high. It's a matter of opinion if I'm right, but I'm leaving off for now to go outside, putting chores and obligations on our pile. See them towering over me, know it too high.
What's going on, everybody? Everybody on Facebook, everybody on YouTube. There's Matter of Opinion. And today we're doing a collaboration, actually a part two to a video we did earlier for the Tom Macdonald. What is it? Woke?
Stay woke.
Yeah, no, not Stay
I
Woke.
was like, well, stay woke.
Fake woke.
Yeah,
Fake woke. Fake woke.
Fake woke. My bad,
Fake
my
woke.
bad. So yeah, there's a part two.
You're gonna
And,
get the wrath of the McDonald's fans.
I know, right? You're right about that. But yeah, it is part two, and we were stressing that we was gonna do a part two. So yeah, here we are. And of course, we got my partner Raider Don,
In the house.
and of course we got Strategic Eyes.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
And make sure you subscribe to Strategic Eyes channel. And on the phone, we actually got Santana. He's been on the show a couple of times, so everybody should be familiar with him. So you want to say what's up to him, Sam?
What's good, John? And what's up, everybody on YouTube, man?
All right, so the reason for this discussion is one thing that stood out in one of the reactions you did, Strategic, was speaking about how with hip hop being ingratiated in the black community, the message that Tom Macdonald is preaching it's sad that it got to come from a person like Tom Macdonald. So that's what the premises of the show is about, whatever. But before we start with the show, strategic, I know you definitely your YouTube channel and everything is popping. I love the content that's on there. But do you want
Appreciate
to
you.
fill everybody in about what the channel and everything is about?
I appreciate that, man. Thanks for all your support, man. I mean, you've been
Definitely.
definitely a big part of helping me get to where I'm at with your advice and your counsel and your physical support, on editing videos and all the things you've taught me. So I appreciate you, Matt of Opinion. And it's
No
always a
doubt.
pleasure to come here and collaborate with you, Rated Dawn, and anybody else you bring through. So I appreciate you.
Definitely.
So anyway, the Strategic Eyes show is basically it started off with a simple premise. I'm an African American police officer. I've had an extensive career in law enforcement, working various levels of law enforcement. And I just wanted to teach African Americans how to interact with police. And from then, it just morphed into basically a show about everything, a lifestyle show. We're talking about police things, we're talking about politics, we're talking about race relations, we're talking about the topic of the day. So if you want to, check out a show that you're going to get that experience from a perspective of somebody who's in law enforcement, who grew up in the hood, who's experienced both sides of the spectrums. Then this I can't even speak. The Strategic Eye shows for you. So appreciate
Yeah,
you, brother.
definitely, man. Definitely. And like I tell everybody, man, your channel is yo, Strategic Eyes channel, you definitely need to check it out, man, because you'll definitely get a different perspective on things. And it'll make you dissect the way you look at videos and content, step back and take a pause and look at it with the strategic eyes. You get what I'm saying? So that was definitely something that you brought to light for me, which I feel like it made me improve the content that I produce, because now I try and look at both sides of the coins when it comes to things of that nature.
Right, right. Appreciate you, man.
I definitely gotta say thank you for that. All right, so the first question of the day for this hip hop themed video is the best rapper ever reaction video. Like I said,
Mhm,
how I let off with the show was,
mhm.
you said in that video, you happy at the same time for the message that Tom Macdonald, is producing with his content, but you feel like it's sad because you like, it should be coming from people in our community because we pioneer hip hop and everything like that. So why do you think that is that some like it got to come from somebody like Tom to get the message out there?
Yeah, man, that's a really, really good question. And of course, as you know, being a connoisseur of hip hop, a former rapper yourself,
Hmm.
um, hip hop is a black art that was basically birthed in revolt, in protests and
Yeah,
talking about bringing light to the drama and the inequalities of what was happening to the black community. Like, I'm a police officer, but when NWA and these guys are saying F the police, I 100% agree with them, because at the time you needed to say F the police. This was
yeah,
this was a time when people were being treated with black faces, black bodies were being abused and were respected and was not acknowledged in this country. So now we come to 2021, and it didn't just happen in 2021, but it's still happening in 2021, where that art form has now just been transformed, commercialized, and just turned into a vehicle of the destruction of the black community, in my opinion. In my opinion, right? Where we have the majority of mainstream rappers talking about lean, talking about drugs, not talking about the things that will uplift our people. Now, the problem I have with this Tom McDonald situation is that he's not the only one who's talking about these things, but
that's
he's
facts.
getting
Yeah,
this notoriety because what he's saying is acceptable to Caucasian people. It's resonating with them, not acceptable. It's resonating with them, and because of that, he's getting their support as well as African American support, because what he's saying is a message we can believe in as well. And so now he's getting the notoriety that people like Mohsen Bay and all like Common and all these other folks who used to been saying this stuff never got.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. Ray, you got a point, or saying? Do you want to speak on it?
You can let Saint go. If Saint,
Yeah, I mean, you you basically said it right, in the sense of like black and Latin artists that have been speaking on these topics. But I guess what it is that it's a shocker for white America to hear somebody with their same skin tone saying the things that black people been saying forever. So I guess it's more like, how like a lot of people feel like white privilege doesn't exist, but if a white person more so came out and presented it to say, hey, white privilege does exist, and they did it in the form of music. We know that hip hop is the biggest genre, right? And a white artist is gonna outsell a black artist that's saying the same exact thing, um, because they got white America behind them. You know what I'm saying? So even though like everything he says in the music is spot on, and black people been saying it for decades, right? So it's just an eye opener for a lot of white people that it's coming from their own saying. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's really that. I think that's like the biggest thing right there that is captivating his audience.
Okay.
Because like, matter of fact, Tom Macdonald owes y'all a check because I never even heard of the guy until y'all. So realistically, he wasn't even on my radar because the stuff he talked about, hear that stuff from Kendrick Lamar and Joyner Lucas and Locksmith and Common and Mos Def, Talib, all those artists been spitting this stuff for forever. So it's nothing new. But I guess he's basically filling the void that, like, he gets compared to Eminem, but Eminem doesn't really talk about nothing political outside of the Donald Trump video freestyle that he had did, right? So he's tapping into a different realm because Eminem is more gimmicky, right? He has the skill to be the greatest rapper of all time, but he doesn't talk about serious enough topics that's relatable to, I would say, the black community, right? Mm-hmm. So he'll talk about, in his music, Eminem talks about what was relatable to his experiences, like the trailer park trash and, being from Detroit, the area that he was in was the black area,
But then it did. Hold on, I don't mean to cut you off, but didn't he make music?
Hold on. Strategic was saying something.
Well, I mean to cut you off, but didn't Eminem make music pertaining to black people in his album Infinite when he said F the N words and stuff like that? Remember the album Infinite when he was, yeah, when he in his album Infinite, that the underground album he came out with, he was talking about N-words. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So most people never even heard that album.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is my take on it, man.
But just to make note, he did publicly come out and apologize for making that album. He did.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess apology accepted.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it was because currently the majority of his sales come from black supporters. So apparently it was.
Well, you know what? Us blacks, like, we're the most forgiving people, man. Like,
that's a fact.
But here's my take on the matter. The reason why I believe Tom Macdonald is getting so much recognition is because, like Sam said, it is a shocker. But let's look at the correlation here. Whenever you have something that a particular group of people dominate, and then someone out of the norm come, people are going to flock to that. For example, golf was a white dominated sport. Soon as Tiger Woods hit the golf course, guess what? Everybody started tuning in, and it changed the whole dynamic of golf in itself. To the point that whenever Tiger Woods participate in an event, guess what? The money goes off the charts. Let's go back to when baseball started. it was a white predominantly sport. As soon as you had the Jackie Robinsons and all that started getting into the sport, it was an anomaly. So it made the sport rise up that high. Put it and even let's take it to basketball. Everybody know blacks. They got the handles. You got the people in the N1 mixtapes. But what happened when Jason Williams, aka White Chocolate, took the court and had mad handles like the N1 people? Now they started looking at, oh my gosh, look at his. So it elevated the game with skills of dribbling the ball. So I think it's more so whenever you have an anomaly of something outside of the norm, it's gonna gather more attention than what's in the norm. Because, like Sam said, there's a lot of artists that do speak about this, but they don't get the recognition because it's like, all right, yeah, like you're supposed to do that. We know you got the skills. You get what I'm saying? So people will listen, they'll recognize it, but still at the same time, kind of turn a blind eye because it's like, yeah, this is regular. So what is your take on it, Ray? As far as like,
I'm,
you think he's getting so much recognition?
I mean, the way I look at it is, if you look at the generational impacts of certain rappers. Prime example. Let's start off from the beginning. Vanilla Ice. When,
Yeah,
nobody heard this man until he dropped one track.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that got popular just like Tom Macdonald.
yeah,
Eminem. Nobody heard this man until he dropped one track. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
All of these previous white artists that have had major impact on the industry have all come from that lineage of, oh my god, he's white and he's saying something controversial and it's okay. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's that outlook, that scenery where it's like, I since it's coming from this white dude, he can't get in trouble with the law, so I can mess with him. That's what it's,
yeah,
that's that view right there. So I feel like he getting a lot of support because of that. Because now it's his music his music does speak a lot of truth in it, but now it could be seen as being controversial.
that's true. Especially now, especially in today's time with everything being
And I guarantee they're gonna label him a controversial rapper the
well,
same as them.
they do label him that.
Not 100% right now, but
Nah,
well,
strategic. You probably would know better because I know you
I
were
don't think
following
he's
him
labeled
longer
as
than
a
I was.
controversial rapper.
But do you think they label him as a controversial rapper?
Yeah, I think so to a certain degree. I think that he sells to it a lot, that he's controversial, which helps him as an independent artist. Like I'm in between you and Ray. That is he a super controversial rapper? No, we've
Nah, I
seen
wouldn't
more
say super.
controversial ones, but I think his popularity lies in the fact that he's saying specifically what white folks in middle America are thinking but too afraid to say about the social movements that are happening right now. I think that's his bread and butter, and that's what makes him quote unquote controversial. When he's making songs like Fake Woke, when he's saying
Yeah,
no
yeah,
lives matter, and then he's explaining about how he feels Black Lives Matter is not really a good movement for black people and all that stuff. And, that's where he's at, is that the appetite in this country is waning for this woke stuff. And he's filling
yeah,
that void, basically telling the world what some people believe but are too afraid to say it, which is basically what I'm saying on my show.
yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
woke stuff is
Definitely.
retarded, and it
Yeah,
doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help the black community at the end of the day. That's why defunding the police has been a total failure. It's not working. Nobody's even talking about it anymore. It's been
yeah,
abandoned.
they're not. Like I said, man, I think a lot of people is miseducated on the whole defund the police aspect. And I
Mhm.
think now they're woke on it and they realize the intricacies of it. And I think that's
Yeah.
why you like kind of hear it, die down.
Yeah, I mean, New York City just elected. He's not officially the mayor yet, but Democrats outnumber Republicans 7-1 in New York City. They just elected a former New York City police captain who said he's going to bring back stop and frisk, bring back plainclothes officers, and bring back funding to the NYPD.
Hmm.
This is less than a year of them defunding the NYPD. That shows you, and this is one of the most liberal towns in America. It shows you total failure, and that's what Tom Macdonald's talking about.
Yeah,
And a lot of
I
people
could
feel
agree
that
with
way,
that.
but if they have that conversation, people are gonna say you're a racist.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Any type of like view you might have, you're labeled a racist or something like that, or they're looking to cancel you, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
That's a
So
hundred
yeah.
percent.
Before we go on, let me see who's in the building. So we got Tia, Cherry, we got Erica, we got Mike the Dad Crosby.
I don't know about that last name.
Yeah.
Crosby.
We got Kahende. All right, so we got a couple of people in the building. So do y'all want to attack the comment section?
Yeah,
Sure.
you could throw some comments up there.
All right, so let me see. We got from Mike. Oh, that all right. My bad. That's just regular conversation. Okay, so all right. So he said. So the benefits of a Tom reaching both sides is that it highlights that this isn't a white black issue; it's a human issue, and we have so much more in common. Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with that too, but I think too often, I hear people say that, especially a lot on my channel, because I got a lot of Tom fans, and that's like a narrative for Tom fans. But it's like it seems a little naive to me. It's like we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Like before we can start talking about not a race issue, it's a human issue. We need to tackle racism. We need to talk about what is real racism, what is not real. We need to talk about. We need to hear both sides, and we're not having that conversation. I mean, I'm not trying to take it to a larger issue with that one
Yeah.
little comment. It's just something that I've seen as a trend on my channel, and to me, it's just like wishful thinking. It's not
See,
reality.
you know where my stance is on this, man. I
Right.
believe in order for anything to go down, we as a community, we gotta govern ourselves and make sure we're doing the right things that need to be done to uplift our own communities, invest in our own
Absolutely.
stuff. Because
Absolutely.
without that, man, like that's where it starts. It all starts at home. It starts in your actual home, then it goes to your neighbors and your actual community. So if we're not checking ourselves, then who's gonna really give a damn?
That's facts.
Absolutely.
You get
Absolutely.
me?
We got Indian boy Reds getting murdered right in front of us
Yeah,
on
yeah,
camera, and then his
yeah,
family's coming up saying, "Well, he wasn't really a gangbanger. He was a good guy, and he just hanged out with bad friends." And a quick Google search shows a dude throwing
Those are the
hands
hella
up,
signs.
going all crazy.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? He switched from one gang to another gang over a girl. Like, when you dig down to his rabbit hole, you don't even think that it's the Nipsey Hustle thing that got him done in.
yeah,
You had
yeah,
all kinds of other things going on. So it's like, what are we doing as parents? That it's either you knew that he was a gangster, or you just didn't. You was just negligent as a loved one to not even know what this person was involved with, or you knew and you just want to lie and protect what little legacy he has. But this is the issue that's affecting our community, and it's totally in line with what you're saying. That it starts at home. We got
yeah,
to clean up our home. We have to clean up our communities. The white man's not making us kill each other. We're doing that on our own accord. Even Tupac said it. It's it's our own kind doing all the killing here. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
We got to clean that up before we start going and start blaming other people. Once we clean this up, I think everything is going to fall into place.
yeah.
Everything.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that, man.
100%.
But it takes a community, because if one or two people here and there try and speak up, but nobody's doing it,
Yeah.
then it's all for nothing. And another thing too, because I was before the live or whatever, I was speaking to Tia,
Yeah.
and we was talking about the black community, and like a lot of us got to hold ourselves accountable too, because it's like we got the nature of, well, I know people in my circle, we got the nature of, once you start like speaking to people more and more about being conscious and leveling up and stuff like that,
Right.
and you give them the proper tools for them to do so, they're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it, whatever, I'm gonna do it, but they don't really get to doing it.
Right.
After a while of you beating that dead horse, we just be like, well, you know what, I see what you're about, and we just give up on actually trying to guide them in that direction. And I'm like, yo, when you look at our forefathers, the Martin Luther Kings, they kept banging the door. So even if the people weren't listening, they still kept beating that dead horse till eventually that dead horse, got up and stepped to the plate. So we do a disservice too,
Mhm.
where we just abandon those in our community and be like, well, I know what you're about. I'm gonna just leave you alone.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
What you think? What you think, Sam?
Yeah, I think that's a great point, and it's a sad point too.
Yeah.
That's beyond sad. 'Cause
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's like we know that it's almost like certain people when they learn, right, they gotta repeat something 1,000 times before they could remember it. I know, like when it comes to studying, like that's how I am, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't continue and if you don't be resilient and effortless in your pursuit and making those changes and continuously speaking on it, like you almost gotta beat a dead horse, so to speak, when it comes to these topics. Like it has to be second nature. It has to be a daily routine. It can't just be like for the moment. And the problem with black culture is like everything is usually a fad, right? So, the movement is a fad, but what about when the lights and the media is not harping on it? What are you doing after the fact, right? What
Yeah.
are you doing behind the scenes? Are you supporting? Are you doing your part? You know what I'm saying? So we talk about, are you voting in your communities? Are you registering to vote? Like, people can say what they want, but um, if you're not doing your part in your community by making sure you vote and making sure you do your due diligence as to who's even running in your local, your local voting and the primaries and all these elections, like you got to make sure you do your part, right? So when you know that, hey, such and such is running, and you got to ask yourself, all right, so what kind of things is this person trying to bring into the community, right? You got to try and find ways to bring that awareness, and it's a continuous thing. It's not like, so some people think like it's okay to just vote every 4 years, but that's not, like, you're not doing nothing for your local constituents. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep them and make them accountable for their actions or lack thereof.
See, this is what I say as far as the community, man. Because yes, we do got to vote and everything like that. And what's the one of the main things I always hear you say, Sam, is do like white people do, because white people actually
Yeah.
care about these things. They care about these votes and everything like that. But I always say this, man. If we take care of our own and we're actually building our communities, then guess what? When we go to our state officials or our governors and stuff like that, they can't deprive us. You get what I'm saying? Because we're showing that we do care about communities, like we're uplifting ourselves. So if you're doing the things that you got to do to uplift yourself, and now you're looking for resources to step your game up, then you shouldn't be like, there's no way they can hold you back for your resources. And that also tells you that the community is hand in hand, lockstep. So they banging out the doors to, to be heard and everything like that. So,
Yeah, it's a fact. But you know what's the you know what, I lost my train of thought.
let, me, let, let me jump in. Let me jump in while you getting that chain of thought.
all right.
I've been pondering this for a while, and it's
Okay.
easy. Like I do it all the time. I rail on our black community on the things that we're deficient in, but it's so complicated because
Yeah.
when I look at this situation, I see like the culmination of 100 years of brainwashing
Hmm.
to the point where they locked up all of our family members in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s due to the drug war. When it's time to vote, they brainwash us with the news. So look at this situation, right? You
Uh-huh.
get the crime bill, you get the the War on Drugs Act, sends a whole bunch of black people to jail. Who authored that? Joe Biden, right?
Hmm.
Then here comes the election. They advertise to us that we have to vote for Joe Biden. Not none of the intelligent masters, doctorate level, career politician black faces that you could vote for that would probably do the same exact policies as Joe Biden. No, they tell us we have to get Joe Biden, and then off of our vote, we elect the guy that locked up our uncles and our fathers. If that's not brain, that right there shows you the
Yeah.
monumental task ahead of black people to fix our situation. Because not only are we fighting within, but we fighting all these forces on the outside that are trying to brainwash us to continue to support the system that oppresses us.
So let me ask you this, right?
Yo,
Let me ask you this.
hold on. Let me ask a question real
Okay,
quick if you don't mind.
go ahead.
If here's the thing though, right? Everything you said is correct. But I think that the world was basically, and I say the world because, a lot of the world couldn't stand, Trump either, right? But the thing is like, I think most people were looking at it like, I want to get the lesser of two evils, the lesser of the two evils. I think that's really what it was. Because if it was like, there was no third option for people to select from. So if Trump would have been in there still,
There were multiple third options. Bernie
There
Sanders at the
were.
time was leading, and Bernie Sanders, unlike any other candidate, unlike some of the black candidates, there's pictures of him getting arrested fighting for black people when he was a kid.
That is
You know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so,
That
all
was,
right,
that
so
was
Bernie was his age and health. You know what I'm saying? But it was almost like
you was a
No,
kid.
you
Bernie
know
Sanders.
what
yeah,
hurt
look at
Bernie?
the guy who has dementia.
You know
The
what?
guy who's
I
still
think.
sharp right now.
You know what I think hurt Bernie? I think soon as the media started pushing the whole thought of socialism, people
Mhm.
started turning away because people have a big misconception about socialism.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So
That,
that's what I honestly think.
that's a good point. But what Sam, right?
Yeah,
What Sam said is exactly the tactic that they use against us every 4 years. The
yeah,
lesser of two evils. Sam sounds like a super intelligent guy. I've never spoken to this guy, never heard of him before a day in my life. And even the super intelligent guy unknowingly, unwittingly, just repeated the tactic that they use against us because they use that tactics against us so much that it's become normalized. That it's
yeah.
actually an acceptable excuse. The lesser of two evils. Well, if you keep choosing the lesser
being
of two evils, why do I have to change for you? Why do I have to give you anything? Because I'll always present you with that same dilemma and force you to vote the way I want you to vote.
That's the truth. That's true.
That's
That's
true.
true.
but
That's interesting.
I mean, we do know that Trump still had a whole hell of a lot of black supporters though, and immigrant supporters,
Oh yeah,
regardless.
Oh yeah. Oh
But
yeah.
this is my thing.
We
I
know
don't.
that people who have money typically vote Republicans. Because of all the tax breaks and stuff. Is really like I like to say that Republicans really are more so. They're all about their bottom line. So that's really what it boils down to.
you think so?
Democrats are the ones that's more so towards pushing towards giving to the community. There's more grants and supports for community things, programs and stuff when a Democrat is in office. When a Republican comes in office, a lot of that goes away, and that's when they have better tax breaks and things of that nature. So, but all of that affects the community for sure.
I mean, either way, it's a give and take. Either way, it's a give and take. They still trying to make you choose between two evils.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
true.
and you got to be worried when people are offering you stuff because like, what are you getting in return? But like, I hate talking about Trump because I'm not a Trump supporter. But when I
Right.
dive into Trump, I see a lot of the misnomers and a lot of the smoke and mirrors that the media tried to put in our face to make us afraid of Trump. Number one, Trump never locked up black people. The most he did was write a column in the New York Times saying that the Central Park Five were actually guilty when they weren't. That's the most he did. Biden locked up
Now,
black folks.
but do you know that even though like Trump passed his crime bill,
Mm-hmm.
he was also at
Biden,
the same time looking to defund it.
who said Trump? The crime
Trump,
bill?
yeah, his what was it? What was it called? That crime bill that lessened people's charge, like way instead of doing like 25. I forgot what it's called, what the crime bill was called, but he passed a crime bill that was a bridge of what Obama did, where it basically shrunk the length of people incarcerated sentences more.
Like depending on the crime,
Yeah, yeah,
your time
but
was lessened, and
yeah,
it was
and
dropped
he
down
was
to a lesser
yeah,
charge.
and
Right.
behind closed doors, he was defunding that program. I just
Yeah.
can't remember what the name of that
Mhm.
crime bill was or whatever. But he did a lot of stuff behind the scenes. That I will say, because when it came to politics, when Trump was in office, I got in politics like crazy because we all know Vic. You know Vic strategically.
Vic is a Trump supporter
He's
to
a
the
big
max.
Trump
Crazy man.
supporter, so he make you kind of do your homework and research on that. So I will say Trump definitely he did do that.
Mhm.
But I wanted to pick your brain, strategic, on the crime bill that Biden passed, because I always hear people say, he incarcerated a lot of our uncles and stuff like that, but nobody talks about the damage that those people were doing on the streets, selling drugs to the community. Whether it's like innocent people being caught by stray bullets, who are innocent.
Right.
Basically, people who are poisoning the communities. Because the way I look at it, if I know I'm doing dirt and they pass a crime bill, or if I'm at work and they're like, yo, if you come in late again, you getting fired. So if I know this is what the rule is, then me as a person, I would have to adjust myself. So that's why I'm
Right.
like, did he really put them people in jail, or did he save the community from a lot more heartbreak than the damage that they're doing by poisoning the people in the communities? Because to me, it's not like they were going, over to another country and selling to, no disrespect, but another nationality or something like that. Nah, they were selling to their own kind, destroying the communities.
Right. That's a good question. It's a very simple answer. All right. So if you want to do a crime bill and you want to be tough on drugs, you want to be tough on crime, it's not fair if you sell crack cocaine, which the only difference between crack cocaine and powder cocaine is you put it in a pot, you add some baking soda and some other things. I'm not going to tell you the recipe.
Yeah.
You don't need to know that.
Yeah. That I'm going to give you 15 years for doing that. But on the other hand, if you sell purely powdered cocaine, which a certain demographic seems to like to use more than crack cocaine, all right, let's just say white folks. If I catch you selling that to white folks, I'm only going to give you 3 years with possibly a probation. That's the disparity. The disparity is you have two drug dealers. One of them is white. He's selling powder cocaine. He gets 3 years, possibly just probation. And the other one is a black guy in the hood selling crack cocaine, and he gets 15 years. Both of them are the same drug. Both of them are equally destructive to communities, but yet we're given different sentences. That's the problem. And Biden knew that when he put that into order.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Now,
Just so
and let me add though that now that you're giving 15 years to this African American, what's 15 years? That's an adolescence. When you went in, the baby was an infant. When you come out, it's already a misguided young adult that you can't change because they've already lived 15 years without your guidance.
That's true. That's facts.
So you lost a generation.
Oh, Bill, before you ask your question, Sam, everybody in the comment section, if you want to, have a question or something like that, you can actually text this phone number. I would say call in, but we got Santana on the call line. So if you want to text the phone number on the screen, text that phone number and I'll send you a link where you can actually partake in the live stream if you choose to, and if you have a question or you want to chime in with an opinion. All right, go ahead, Santana. Ask your question.
So, strategic, do you think that...
You sound muffled.
Yeah, you coming off low, bro.
Oh, hold on, let me see. What about now?
Yeah, you good now.
Sound good now.
You saying it with your chest?
Do you think that Biden can right his wrongs of the past with his current presidency if he, and I see he's, diversifying, the office with, multicultural, something that's never been done before, things of that nature. Do you think that he could possibly right the wrongs of his past with his current
Presidency.
method of presidency,
Well,
because that's something that you know, some he you see that he's a very religious guy, right? So if
I don't
you
see nothing. But go ahead.
He said, "I don't see nothing."
That's what he's saying. If you want to believe him, okay. You know what
right, right. But do you like what do you think about that? Because right, if we're all children of God, right, no matter
I
what religion
mean?
you are or whatever title you label God, it's the same individual, right? Um, uh, we're supposed to be a forgiving people, just like you know our sins were washed away for our for our transgressions and diseases, right? So, do you think that people could possibly uh, forgive all that he's done with his
With his
laws and
past
regulations of the
discretions.
Yo,
past?
I didn't know Sam was a
Yeah,
comedian. You know, this reminds me of. This reminds me of the Dylan Roof after he went into that church and massacred those people. The judge who's doing the bail hearing, like this is like 24 hours after all these people got massacred, these nice black people. The judge looked at them and said, because they were wailing, they were upset, and they were crying inside of the court, you guys should forgive him. Because only black people, they ask you to forgive people. So Biden stole a generation of black folks away from their families, and we got to forgive them. Well, listen, let me answer your question. Your question is simple. First of all, I don't think that he should have gotten the opportunity in the first place. I don't feel that anybody deserves that opportunity. I feel like there were so many other people who were qualified who could have been in that spot, and instead they fear mongered him into. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm too loud.
Into presidency.
yeah.
Into
He definitely,
presidency.
he
I
definitely
bet
was
mommy told me to be
forced
quiet. My
to
fault,
go
guys.
Yeah.
into the
But you
politics.
know,
I mean, to go into the presidency. He definitely was forced to go in there.
yeah. But yeah,
Right.
strategic, you
Yeah.
make
Yo, did
that
you guys know
yeah, that
the Obama didn't even want him to run? Didn't feel he was qualified to run. Why do you think it took so long for Obama to endorse him? Obama waited till he won the
But
primary before he
yeah,
endorsed
yeah,
him.
that's true.
yeah, for sure.
I mean, Obama worked with the dude and knew that he was not mentally fit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to dismiss this man and play him. For most of his life, he's been a capable politician, whether you agree with the politics or not. But Father Time has caught up to that man.
Yeah,
He's not mentally there.
yeah.
I mean,
Physically
but
and mentally, you
What
could
was you
tell.
about to say, Ray?
but he is fixing a little bit of wrongs that have been done. I mean, in terms of trying to get the ecological system back in order in the United States. You know, helping the farmers in their farmlands with
Mhm.
debt relief and stuff. You know, because a lot of the farming system suffered because of Trump, because he tried to change the whole um, system over to an industry system, back to aluminum and steel and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I
So I
think
mean,
that's cool.
he's helping us save, a lot of people from a lot of, losing their lands and stuff. So I feel like he's making a little bit of progress
Yeah, he's
on
making
that
progress,
aspect.
but what about for us? Because when Ice Cube wanted to talk to him, he told him, yeah. Maybe after the election we'll talk. But you know what Trump did? Somebody who I don't support. Yeah, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to
That's a
you.
fact.
Why
That's a
is he
fact.
not? What's up with the platinum plan? What's
Well,
up with
that,
reparations?
That's a
that's
fact.
true. That's true.
What's up with saying I'm sorry? We said sorry to the Japanese. When I say I'm sorry, when I say I am sorry for locking up a generation of black people.
You want to hear something crazy, strategic?
Mhm.
So we all know that it's election year for governors and stuff like that. So the governor in New Jersey, since the election is coming up, is now using the hot word of reparation.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what's crazy? When they brought up reparations, he totally dismissed it. But the media is out there saying, "Oh, the governor is looking at maybe doing reparations, for black folks, whatever." So what does that tell you? The going theme when it's election year,
Hmm.
I'm gonna put out, the clickbait to get the black community to come out and vote, and
Right.
that's that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's all
Well,
a game.
yeah,
It's all a political
you
game,
you
man.
can you can almost say that's why in New Jersey that the like the other states are ending the PUA and stuff like the extra money for unemployment.
Hmm.
But since the election year here, they haven't announced and it ending really. I mean September might be the end of it, but they didn't officially like the other states have officially announced now the ending.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no extension
Yeah.
of it or nothing, but since they got elections and stuff going on here, it's they haven't announced that because obviously that's gonna affect it, right?
All right. So I know we totally went like in left field and everything
Yeah,
like
we
that, but
definitely
I'm
Talking
not
about
knocking
rap.
it. All right. So the second question I had to ask, since the thing that sparked this conversation is Tom Macdonald. Do you feel that right now, currently, he's the best rapper
Of
with
course
like
not.
with the content that he's bringing and everything like that?
No, I think those are two different questions. You can't conflate them.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it no.
Go ahead. Say what you're
Good.
saying.
No, no, go ahead, brother.
I mean, I feel like I can give him a score for his lyrics because he's speaking some truth.
Hmm.
But as far as the overall song, nah, I can't. I don't
Yeah.
know. It don't. If you're listening to just the lyrics, you can give him a 9 out of 10, just the lyrics. But if you listen to his overall song beats and the chorus put together, nah, I can't say he's the best.
That's true, but look, there's a lot of MCs who like goes down as like one of the best, rappers of all time. But when you listen to their albums and stuff, not all the beats be on point, but
yeah.
the
Yeah.
lyrical content is
Yeah,
that you got
I'll
to
give
go
him the
for
lyrical
war.
content,
Yeah.
but in order for me to say you're the best, I need all three checked off. I need the beat, I need the flow, and I need the lyrics to be going
Well,
perfect.
I got a different take on that because like
Okay.
I know he does his own beats and stuff, so I give him a pass on all that stuff and production. He's an indie rapper, so he can't just go to the lab and choose out of the best producers in the world and just pay
Yeah.
them a check. But for me, lyrics and lyricism is two different things. Or rather, I'll say to make it easy, I'll say lyrics and message is two different things. I say
Mhm.
he's the best person with the best message right now, pushing all those buttons. But come on, Kendrick Lamar, Nas, Jay Z, these are mainstream dudes. I'm like listing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He doesn't do the word play. You know, that ingenious wordplay that we see in rap when
right.
people could just say
Yeah.
things and not say things and flip things. It's like he's just preaching, he just reading from the history book, like like he just talking. It's like
Yeah.
we having a conversation in our living room, Fox News versus MSNBC. That's McDonald to me.
Yeah.
I don't think
I
he like. Don't
yeah.
get me wrong. He has flashes of brilliance. Like he'll say some crazy thing and do some wordplay. I give him that. You know, he's a way better rapper than I'll ever be. And as far as message, he's the only guy who, with the reach that he has, talking the things
Yeah.
he's talking. But he's certainly not the best rapper because to piggyback on my man over here, you gotta have more to the package. Like you gotta be able to go in hard. You know what I'm saying? I don't
See,
see that.
me, I will definitely rank him in the top echelon compared to a lot of these new rappers that are out now.
Oh,
That's
oh,
a fact.
well, yeah. Some of these
That is
new
a hundred
rappers,
percent fact.
they don't
But
even make words, bro.
Right.
for me, listening to his content, like for me, the best song that I
Yeah.
liked from him was the "Don't Look Down" or whatever. That track to me, listening to it like that was fire or whatever.
Right.
But lyrically, yes, I give him that. He's like he's one. He I wouldn't say he's the best, but he's up there with his message and his content. But for me, man, like I'm very big on Locksmith. To me, currently, to me, that's the best. That's the best artist out. Like right now,
Right.
Locksmith to me. But if I have to go with like the greatest rapper of all time, it got to be. It's between Biggie and Pac, man.
Yeah, I was about to say like
Between
when
Biggie and Pac.
one song from Pac talking about like social issues
Yeah,
blows out anything Tom Locksmith anybody ever said.
Yeah, that's a
He just
fact.
say
yeah,
one line like the the thing that I said before, it's our own kind doing all the killing here. So simple, but so
yeah,
true,
yeah. Yeah,
so
Stan.
real, so raw. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
these all these dudes come from those two people.
yeah. That's true.
They all, whether they know it or not, they all owe what they have and what they doing in Tupac. And the difference is, you got liberal woke folks saying, "Ooh, screw Tom Macdonald," when Tupac was saying that he had people trying to send him to prison. He had Congress talking about him on the floor of the House and the Senate. Y'all remember that was having the hearings
Yes,
about him using the B
yes,
word and all that
yes,
stuff and
yes,
talking
Yeah.
about
yes,
women?
yes,
Come on, man.
yes.
He had America against him. He didn't have
Yeah.
no internet
Yo,
beefs and all that crap that Tom
here,
McDonald had. This man had America after him.
here's the thing, strategic. This man, these two men started a whole coastal beef. Like
Yeah. Come on,
that.
man.
Yo, you know how powerful that is.
Yeah.
I know Santana. I know you big when it comes to hip hop and everything. So I definitely want to hear your take on this, brother.
On what
Who's to you? Who's that? Like, is
Tom
he?
McDonald.
Yeah, Tom McDonald. And who do you think is the greatest? You know, currently, who do you think is the greatest, and who do you think is the greatest of all time?
I mean, Tom McDonald. Today's my first day hearing him,
Yeah,
so I can't. I mean, he sounds good. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely. I mean, he got something there. I definitely could say that. I think that he needs to have a level of commercial success, not necessarily meaning like a pop song, but he needs to be able to. I need his music needs to make it out there, right? Not just you guys knowing him, or like the world needs to know who he is,
so you're
right?
saying
In
he
order
needs.
for me to,
So you're saying he need like that one commercial banger to bring awareness
To bring more publicity to his name.
worldwide, like worldwide.
yeah, because all the people who do the same type of music as him, they've garnered that success, right? So he can't be better than Lecrae. He can't be better than Common. He can't be better than those guys, Joyner Lucas, because those guys, you know, even Logic talks, you know, has things to talk about. You know, they've
Oh, yeah,
garnered
Logic.
that he needs to reach that level for me to put him in the same breath as these guys. You know what I'm saying? So if you mean like personally, you know what I'm saying, then cool. But on a global, like hip hop is big, man. So he can't. He's not touching it with a 10-foot pole right now. You know what I mean? So I mean, but he has the potential to. I would say that. Like he has the tools in his shed, and he could possibly, you know, build a mansion with it
Yeah,
if he you know, puts it all together properly.
I could
So,
agree with that.
you know,
I want to give a
yeah.
shout out to Aki being in the building. What's up, Aki? All right,
Aki.
yeah. All right. So who do you think currently is the best rapper, and who do you think is the greatest of all time?
Mm, I would say that
Vanilla Ice.
say as far as the best rapper to me the best rapper to me
Yeah,
is J. Cole and
I could see that.
Kendrick.
Yeah.
However,
Mm.
I could agree with that.
However, I don't necessarily enjoy their albums.
Okay.
So like J. Cole has maybe like J. Cole does have one album that I liked, which was the one with like that I could listen to in its entirety, right?
Okay.
So the
Mm.
Dreamville albums I could listen to, those is fire. The one he had before, the one it was KOD. That one, that album was fire to me. But overall, I'm not a fan of people who do like. All right, so he makes all his beats. I'm not a fan of that. It doesn't. His beats don't move me, right? So um, it's just like how Eminem, when he started making beats, it took away from the music for me because you go from listening to Dr. Dre's beats with Eminem and it sounds amazing, and then I go and listen to his beats with his music and it doesn't move me,
See,
right?
the
So
before you go on, the only artist that had an album that they produced their own beats, and then when they went over to somebody else producing their beats, which happened to be Dr. Dre, was Exhibit. I liked Exhibit when he was doing his own production, and when he went to Dr. Dre, to me,
mm,
it was a step down. But go on.
oh
Wow.
yeah,
Deep.
okay, I can see that. Definitely, yeah, I can see that. Um, and
So
then
the
so I
greatest,
mean, so for me personally, J. Cole and Kendrick, they're definitely the one lyrically, right?
yeah.
I got a question. When you refer to Kendrick, are you referring to that?
Why?
But you no, I'm talking about a gun to your head. Who's your greatest? Who's your best? Who you think right now currently is the best rapper? Gun to your head. You can only pick one.
Yo, Sam, before you answer that, when you talking about Kendrick, are you referring to the album where he had that song "Black of the Berry, Sweet of the Juice"?
Uh, no, when I'm talking about Kendrick, I'm talking more so like uh well before anything with Kendrick, September Butterfly has zero replay value. I can't listen to that album. It's I can't. It sucks to me, like sonically, right?
Okay.
Certain songs was amazing though, on there. Like the palette of my eardrums, I can't listen to everything off there, but it definitely had. I could see why some. To me, that album you only listen to one time in your life and never again, right? So it's like watching. I guess it was supposed to be equivalent um, to somebody watching what's the slave movie that had it had like 100 episodes. The one
Roots.
with the Rita
Roots.
dude. Yeah, Roots. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess it's to me that album is equivalent to that. You're not watching
All right.
Roots ever again in your life,
Before you go on,
really.
Ray and Strategic, are you in agreement with me here? This guy does not sound like he's making a good argument for both either of the artists.
Wow.
No,
Yo, he
I
don't
can't
sound like
listen
he's
to their
making
music,
not
but they're
one good
good.
argument.
Yeah, it's conflicting. That's why I had to act like
depends
it's
on what you're
conflicting a bit.
asking,
No
right?
replay on the
Put it
end.
like this: commercial. Put it like this: commercial success. They both got it. Lyricism. They both got it. Right?
Yeah.
Um,
They're innovative and they're able to do it their own way, right? They're not doing it everybody else's way. They don't have to only focus on rapping about drugs, right? They got versatility in their music. They could make commercial songs, underground songs, whatever type of songs. They're versatile. So technically, I mean, they're it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so if we're gonna use Sam's metric,
Yeah.
then
So
So yeah,
I'm gonna throw the salt. I'm gonna throw salt in the game. I'm gonna tell you what my favorites are. Number one, Tupac is the greatest alive and dead. Done. But I tell you who I listen to using Sam's metric because I'm not really into hip hop because I'm disillusioned. I feel like the genre has gone to the shits. Kanye West, bro. D- Tell me a better album than my Deep Dark Twisted Fantasy.
man,
Artistically,
oh no, that album is like one of the greatest ever,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that's definitely one of the greatest ever.
Even
Matter of fact,
even
Big Sean's what's that Big Sean? It had the Paradise in the title. That album looks amazing too.
Even what was it? What was that album he had? The graduation.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
album, yo,
that's
that
fire.
album
Yeah,
was
that album was
nice,
fire.
yo.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
The problem with Kanye is that um, number one,
Uh huh.
Kanye is dangerous, man, because with Kanye is dangerous in the sense of I think um, he's very reckless,
He is.
right? So his recklessness matched with his influence is a dangerous combination, right? So for example, his Sunday church service, right? Now you're mixing religion um, and all the things that he's doing, right? And but it's partnered with merchandising. So
isn't that
like,
what every church does though?
Yeah, I could agree
I
with
mean,
uh,
that.
every church does. Every church have their handout. You know, every church is, give me donations. Big mega churches taking tithes,
Yeah,
taking part of your of your salary. Like, I don't even know about all this stuff, man. Like, I hear you
absolutely.
talking about religion,
Some
brother, and
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
yo,
Because,
some of these churches out here, they take bribe from the mob.
exactly. Because
yeah. I mean, but is this even your religion though? Like, is this what your ancestors was praying to? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is all. I'm starting to question everything, man. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I'm
Well,
questioning my whole existence, bro. You know what I mean? This is what you was given.
I don't blame you, as you
You
should.
was given that book, bro. You know what I mean? And you couldn't even read it for 300 years. You know, and then
yeah.
on the 400th year,
Yeah, yeah.
they told you what to read. They gave you a book that was missing pages that you could only read what they wanted you to read. And now we the
Facts.
biggest Bible thumpers
That's
in
a
this
fact.
whole country, bro.
You
We
know
the
what's funny
biggest
though?
Bible thumpers in the whole country. Go ahead, my fault.
You know what's funny though? A lot of the stuff that they have in the current Bible that's supposed to
Hmm.
be translated from the actual scrolls is
Hmm.
not even the exact words.
I know.
No,
Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
no. What is it called? It's
What
called what was it? It was
You know, you know what? One
I
of the
forgot what the scrolls
one
is
of the
called.
issues is that with biblical text is that it's so long ago and like they don't like it doesn't factor in technology. It doesn't factor in like you know what I'm saying? Like and it's a man-made text. So there's a lot that plays into that can be like conflicting for a lot of people.
I
I
don't
get
know,
that.
bro.
Yeah, that's
I,
I hear you. I hear you. But if you're gonna base a book on a bunch of scrolls that you claim to translate from Hebrew,
Hmm.
ancient Hebrew,
Nah,
then
Aramaic, Aramaic.
yeah,
Yeah,
Aramaic. I'm sorry, let me correct
yeah.
myself. Aramaic. You should definitely translate it correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's a fact.
Well, I
You
mean,
know,
I don't even know if you can translate correctly because you
yeah,
have to translate from Aramaic to then Hebrew, from Hebrew to
oh no,
Greek,
yeah, yeah,
no,
from
yeah.
no,
Greek
no,
to
no.
So
yeah,
They
a lot of
and,
lost, a
in
lot of
they
between,
important
it's like
stuff.
what's gonna
Yeah,
benefit my
they
kingdom at this moment.
yeah,
they
exactly.
have translated they
Yeah.
have translated correctly. If you ever watched the
Yeah,
History Channel and you
yeah.
watch the doc on them, they
Mm,
have translated correctly.
See, man, the way I stand with this,
Mm.
the way I stand with that is, man, I believe in God or what I believe in God
mm,
and everything like that.
mm,
I like basically I just go by belief because the way I look at it, man, even though like you can't see these things, religious things and stuff
right.
like that, but
Yeah.
I look at it like air, man. You don't see air, but you believe it exists. That's the same way I
Yeah.
look at
Yeah.
God. You
That's a
can't see
fact.
God or anything,
Right.
but I believe He exists. I believe His presence is there. That's how I take religion or whatever.
My issue is like I'm a religious person. I believe in God, but when I take that and I put that to the side, my issue is that as black people, we constantly are following the lead of everybody else. We're like
Yes,
the most
yes.
religious people on the planet, and this religion was given to us
Mm-hmm.
on the plantation.
Mm-hmm.
The the
Yeah.
master would read this to your women and then justify why he's about to rape them.
Yeah.
He
and
will
whip
read
them.
this to your men and justify why he's working you 6.5 days out of the week and beating you because the Bible
Right.
said that you have to be a good slave.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to this
Right.
day, we are the most religious folks with somebody else's religion. Our politics plays by other people's rules. White people vote for who's best for their community. Black people vote Democrat. Asian people vote for who's best for their community. Black people vote Democrat. Nigerians come from across the world, land in New York, then disperse all the way across the country. They vote for what's best for their families. Black Americans vote for Democrats. We keep following the lead of
Yeah.
white folks in this country, bro. And that's what pisses me off, man. That's what pisses me off. So now a certain group of white folks are saying this race thing, and we following that lead too. It's insanity, man.
Yeah.
I'm disillusioned right
That's
now.
a great point you made. Do you think that a third party that is spearheaded by blacks could possibly challenge Democrat and Republican?
If
But
we
this is the thing.
if we band together, we actually can.
But this is my thing. That's not my message.
Trump is working on that.
My message is not. I'm not about us black people doing our own. I'm pointing out why we are in the position we're in right now. I'm about us coming together and leaving that race stuff behind us. So I would want a party of all colors that have a singular goal,
Mm-hmm.
helping the working class people of America.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Because
being human towards each other.
yeah, because if you give every time you give a black person a good job, they go to the middle class, they live the same life as a white person in the middle class. There's no difference between us.
That's a fact.
We need to fight for those things, but we're voting for parties that don't give us those things. We're voting for parties who don't even want to listen to us. He told Ice Cube to sit down and shut up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? They swept that under the radar because they don't even talk about it.
They don't talk about it.
Yeah.
You're right.
They don't talk about it, dude.
Just
You know
a
what
quick
I'm saying?
shout out because I see the comment section. There's a lot of comments going on. If anybody would like to, hop on the stream and voice their opinion or anything, or mention something, definitely text the number right there or email that email address, and I'll send you the link, and you can definitely join the conversation. All right.
Oh yes. So I definitely didn't answer one of your questions. But yeah, Big and Jay Z is basically my favorite rappers, period,
Okay.
of all time. If you know.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
I gotta go with them all the time.
Now this is gonna
Andre
be
3000. If he was a solo artist, he definitely would be in my top 5 though.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I met
yeah.
those dudes. Those dudes. I was doing I was working at Top of the Rock in Manhattan, and they had the MTV Music Awards there, and I spent like 3 hours standing with those guys waiting for their limo because
Uh-huh.
traffic was jammed.
Yeah.
And those dudes are the coolest dudes on the planet, bro.
That's what's good, man. They
Big
seem
Boy,
like they
Andre
some cool
3000.
brothers, yo.
Oh my,
Andre 3000
yeah.
seems like he shot out, man.
Short
He seems
as
like he
hell,
mad
bro.
chill.
Look like he'll be chilling with us on this
Yeah.
on this show right
Yeah.
now.
So chill. They both are like 5'2", but so chill, bro. So chill. And you know what? This funny thing. I want to take this over. This is a funny thing. That same day, I got my illest Jay-Z story. Y'all want to hear the illest Jay-Z story?
Yeah. Break us in.
Big time, man. So they're like, yo, Jay-Z's downstairs, and we need an escort to bring him up or whatever. So I'm like, I'll do it. So I'm a big time Tupac fan, man. Like if you a real Tupac fan, you hate Jay-Z because Tupac said as Jay-Z. So I'm not gonna disrespect the man, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just gonna go down there like regular, like it's nothing. So he pull up in the white Phantom. This was like 1 trillion years ago. You guys know this. He pull up in the white Phantom. He comes out the car. I turn into a little bee. Was good. And now the hottest chicks, they were MTV producers. They were the most beautiful women on the planet. Go up to them and they're like, yo, Jay-Z, at this time you gotta do this, you gotta do that. I'm like, Jay. So then one of the girls one of the girls turns around and says, "Yo, can you have some self-respect? We're talking business here." Yo, bro. So I was about to kill myself, right?
That's
It was over.
hilarious, yeah.
Yo, my man Jay-Z says, "Yo, excuse me? Don't talk to that dude like that. He's one of my fans. He's the reason why I'm here." Rolled up on me, gave me a dab, gave me a pound hug,
Yeah.
and I'm just talking to me like screw them. The whole elevator ride up.
Wow.
The doors open.
Wow.
In my head, I say, "Yo, I still don't like you because I'm a Tupac fan, but I
Yeah.
respect you."
Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's what's up. Because he didn't have to do that. He didn't have
Nah,
to do that.
and the girls were silent. They couldn't say nothing. If they said
Yeah.
anything, if they moved, if they looked at me funny, if they said anything to Jay-Z, it was done. Their career is over. So she sung me, and he bitch slapped her.
Yeah. Wow. Yo, that's a nice story, yo. I like that. See, that gave me a different perspective on Jay. I mean, I like Jay, but that gave me a different perspective. He took care of my man's Steez right there.
Yeah, he
You
did.
know, Jay, if you ever watch this, you know, we found your man.
That's right, man. Yo, that's the little N word that I saved who got sent to the bed. Yo, I didn't even want to do it, but those chicks were so bad and you were so lame. I had to save you, bro.
Yo, that's funny. All right,
Yo, if
so
y'all could take one album with y'all, like let's say for the rest of your life, you can only listen to one album. What album is it?
to be honest, for me, it would probably be. I'm old school, so I think.
Hip hop though. Hip-hop.
Yeah, I know. I think Slick Rick, The Art of Storytelling, would probably be the album I take. That is one of my
That's a
favorite
nice one.
and classic albums, yo. From front
That's
to
a
back.
nice one.
From front to back. Yo, he had Hey Young World. He had Mona Lisa. What's that? Children's Story. The Ruler's Back. Like, yo, he had all them classic hits. Teenage Love. Everybody know Teenage Love, yo.
That's true.
Don't hurt me again. Don't hurt me again. Yo, that's a classic right there, man. Yeah, man. That would be the one I would take. Any of y'all know which one y'all would grab up?
Yeah, Slick Rick from my hood, so I got love for him, but I'm a simple dude, man. You guys are innocent. Tupac raised me, bro. Like that was my dad. Like I used to fall asleep listening to Unconditional Love. Yeah. So I would have to say the album that is so many albums when it comes to Pac, but one that just gives you a taste of everything would have to be his greatest hits. Yeah. Tupac's greatest hits. That would be the album I would choose.
That's a cheat code, bro.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna do a one that's less known.
Yo, but check this out. But Santana, how could you knock that? You're talking. This is the last album that you can have for the rest of your life. So you should be entitled. You should be entitled though. You feel me?
All right, so I'm gonna hit you with a double album disc again. So we'll say forget about greatest hits. We'll say All Eyes on Me and Until the End of Time.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that.
Who you got, Ray? What album you got?
You know, I know you guys said hip hop wise.
Barney and Friends.
Nah, My Little Pony. Theme song.
Nah, for real. What song? What
album? I can't really say I would choose a hip hop album. If I had to pick an album that I would take with me, I have to say I'm gonna go old school. Just As I Am by Bill Withers. I don't know if you know who that is. That's the guy that made Ain't No Sunshine.
Yeah, I know who that is.
That's whose album I would take.
That's grown folks music right there.
that's old school grown folks music. That's
nah, it's not.
I know
hip-hop,
it's not, but that's the album I would take. Like if I had to take a last album, it wouldn't be no hip hops. Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
old school soul.
So Sam, who would you take? What album would you take? I mean,
It would either have to be Reasonable Doubt or Life After Death.
those are two good ones. Those are two good ones.
He,
Yeah.
he a East
If
Coast lover.
I couldn't take
Yeah.
those, if I
What's
couldn't
son?
take those,
What's son?
I could take All Eyes on Me. I could take
Yeah.
All Eyes on
Yeah.
Me and still be happy.
Yo, All Eyes on Me. Matter of fact, that was the first double album.
First, bro.
Yeah, that
First
was.
double
Yep.
album. So can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
All right.
Bro.
This next question, this is right up Santana's alley because I don't know nothing about this too much, but do you believe ratchet or gangster music have a place in our society?
And what he mean by this, he mean the songs that don't make no sense. When they be like, and that shit just.
So Santana, I want you to lead off with this. Does it have a place in society?
1,000%, because I don't want to be in the clubs, right, listening to Common Sense rapping. So, that type of music is for people that's interested in being in the nightlife. You know what I'm saying? If or music to drive to. You know what I'm saying, to keep your energy up. For them road trips, I can't do a road trip and I'm sitting there listening to let's see, our favorite conscious rapper. Is not gonna happen.
Like
I gotta keep my energy level up.
So you can't listen to a Common album.
If you're somebody that is not interested in the nightlife, then maybe gangster rap and all of that probably is not or if you're somebody who don't chill with like people that's in the streets like that, so that type of music doesn't resonate with you. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, it does have a place.
Okay. See, for me, I'm gonna say yes, it has a place on the strength of entertainment purposes. That's what I'm gonna say, just to add variety to, because even like back then when you did have a lot of the conscious rappers and stuff like that, you still had some of the hardcore music. It wasn't as hardcore as now, but you did have some music that was hardcore or whatever. But my problem is that the music industry is flooded with it to the point that music stands out more, where actual conscious music and music that have like an actual moral to it like doesn't really exist, or you got to dig deep to find it. So that's my issue with it. Like it basically usurps pretty much any other type of music in the hip hop community, because even the conscious
your
rappers.
issue basically is the lack of balance.
Yes, it's saturated. It's saturated.
Yeah, I could say that because we don't have there was a lane where like the raucous music records type of artists would get airtime and stuff like that. Now I don't
see. Look at it like
level.
this. Look at it like this. You had a song like "Self Destruction" go mainstream. People glorifying the song "Self Destruction." If that song was to come out now, people would clown it. That's how bad that's how bad we gotten. You know what I'm saying? So to me, the market is saturated with it.
Yeah.
You want to take a take on this, Tej, or?
Yeah, I mean, my issue is what it's doing to our children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like all songs, even when they're talking about girls and love, got the Draco in it. You know what I'm saying? It's about lean. It's about drugs. It's about killing. You know, we jumped the shark, as they were saying, TV land, when it comes to the violence in rap music. I remember the days when, talking that club stuff, like he said, this is nightlife club stuff. What happened when nightlife club stuff used to be like, girl, who was you playing when you back that butt up? Like, I want to go to a club. I want girls to shake their booty, not try and spray me with the Draco. You know what I'm saying? Come on, like, what happened when Manny Fresh is telling us to go get a project chick? You know what I'm saying? Now they telling us, we got to not even sell the coke. Now they telling us to sniff the coke. That's to the point we got it. Like, we not even talking about drug dealing life no more. We talking about all of us being crackheads. Yeah. So, I mean, and the problem is like, all right, Sam is a grown man. He could listen to that and he could say, all right, this
Yeah.
is just entertainment. But when you got your 9 and 10-year-old daughter running around, son running around saying these words and not even understanding what they mean, that's a problem. It's a big
Yeah,
problem. And then when we look at our crime rate and we seeing our young brothers and sisters, our children being slaughtered in these streets more than ever, we got to start drawing some correlations. Is it because we're desensitized so much because the music is telling us we could just kill people? I mean, we already had movies showing people dying rampant as is. Now we got the music telling us it's okay.
Let me ask you
you know
something.
what? You know what it is.
Okay.
Before you ask that
Yeah,
question, you know
yeah,
what it
yeah.
is.
Go ahead.
Gangster rap changed over the years. Gangster rap used to be, you know, they would talk about the tough life of the streets. All right,
Mm-hmm.
it came from a point of view where you was hearing a story. You
Right.
get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
Agreed. Yeah.
Now it became just like what you said, man. Just about selling drugs, sniffing it, being a crackhead, all of that. Like it used to put on some gangster music. You used to any of y'all listen to the game?
Yeah.
yeah,
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 from the game from back in the day. Like if you
yeah,
listen to the game back in the day when he first started, his gangster music was he told stories with his
yeah.
gangster.
Telling about
Yeah.
his upbringing and stuff.
Right.
Here's the question I have. Because do like as far as the music goes, do you think it's our duty as parents to educate our kids? And the reason why I say that is because if my children hears gangster music where it's curses and stuff like that, they already know, Dad, I don't want to listen to this. That's not their cup of tea. Now they'll listen to certain music where it's like, all right, this is, I'll rock with this, whatever. But once it start going into all that crazy negativity, they want to tune it out. So, do you think that's a duty on us as the parents to guide the children,
I,
guide the children, whatever,
I,
to know to filter that stuff out, pretty much?
Yeah, I full hearted believe it is your duty as a parent. You know, if your child is listening to that type of music, it's your duty to sit them down and be like, "Hey, look, this not appropriate. You know, you don't go around calling females this. You need to have that conversation with your
Hmm.
child. You know what I'm saying? So that you steer them in the right direction. Because what happens when you don't do that is they take these lyrics that these rappers are putting out just for making money, and they take it personally. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Then they go out in the open world and they start acting on it. Then you got these young kids killing each other over colors. Like, oh yeah, you wearing red, bro. Bat. Like, come on.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You got people killing people over scuffing their sneakers, bro. A little scuff on their
yeah.
sneakers. Like,
That's
come on.
true. That's true. What's your
I
take on
mean, I agree. It's always parents' duty to protect and guide their children, but as a parent of 3 kids, our culture makes it so hard because, like, you listen to I'm in New York. You listen to Hot 97. Listen to 105.1, the two top hip hop stations in the nation. Really,
Mm,
they're playing the same music, like this stuff that used to be on the back of Tupac album that you had to get the album to hear it. They're
That's true.
playing that as singles and they're bleeping out all the words so that the kid doesn't even really know what they're saying, but they're saying it. And like Ron said, it's being internalized. But like, how can you protect your children when on broadcast radio while they're on the bus, while they're in
That's
a
true.
cab?
Yeah.
That's true.
yeah,
This
that's a
music is
good
coming
point.
on. You when
That's
you
true.
turn on the radio, you a child of hip hop, so you don't want to put on country music. You turn on the radio to listen to some Trey Songz or something. You gotta have one on the steering wheel and one on the auto tune button because of, oh shoot, they just turned on another gangster music. Let me change it to La Mega or
You know what you
something.
got.
You know
You know
what I
what you
mean?
got to do. Prestige, you know what you got to do.
Yeah.
You gotta rock to Kids Bop.
Yeah, kids
Yeah.
bop.
Yeah. Tell that to my 13-year-old, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yo,
Oh, you
another
know what? You gotta throw the My Little
yo,
Pony
yo,
on.
Kids Bop be rocking, yo. Kids
it's
Bop
only a
be
matter of
rocking.
time till they start being like, oh, effing
Oh,
this, effing that. It's only a matter of time, bro. You
Yeah,
know?
that's
And
true.
then when
and
these
Mike,
kids get
That's
it,
true.
yeah.
we're not hating on the country. Just to address that comment, we're not hating on country. Ain't nothing wrong with country. You know,
Yeah.
We all listen to a bit of country
You know
sometimes. You know what I'm
what?
saying?
To be honest with you, I could listen to any type of genre. If I
Right.
like it, it is what it is. Whether it's reggae, dancehall, Spanish music, African music, whatever it is. If I rocks with it, it is what it is. So it's
Uh,
whatever.
I'm not gonna fully hard headed agree with that because I can't listen to heavy metal rock.
Mhm.
That
So
yeah, that
that's not
I'm like yeah,
that
because
whole
it just sound like they're screaming. So yeah,
yeah.
I
And
could I could rock with you.
then they be
But
talking about cutting off their heads and taking poops on each other.
well,
Like
you
I
know
don't,
what? No, let me correct that. It's not rock and roll. It's heavy metal.
heavy metal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because rock and roll they do got some good songs or whatever.
Yeah, they do. They do. They
It's
have some
heavy
really good
metal.
bands,
It's heavy metal.
ACDC and stuff like that.
Yeah, heavy metal. All right. So the last question that I have for you, gentlemen, is why is hip hop being critiqued so harshly more than any other genre?
Yeah, it's simple because hip hop, especially now, is starting to reach demographics that it never reached before. It's like a Tupac song, one of my favorite songs, where he said that, just to paraphrase, like when he's talking about all this stuff and he's only speaking to black people, nobody cares. But the moment white kids start saying it, that's when it's a problem. That's when they're gonna come for you. You know what I'm saying? So what's happening now is that hip hop is reaching all youngsters now more than ever, even more than when Eminem was doing it.
Yeah,
Eminem opened up the door, and we
yeah,
saw so many of them come through. Now the door's just wide open, man. Period. Everybody's listening to hip hop. And so now people are afraid of that message. So everybody's listening to hip hop now, and now hip hop is in its most volatile state, in my opinion. And it's like, do we gotta push back on this because we don't want to see what's happening in the black community happening in our community. And that may not even be accurate, but I
Yeah.
think that's the knee jerk feeling of folks who are hearing this music coming into their homes and indoctrinating their children.
See, for me, my stance is I honestly think it's a knock on the black culture. The reason why I say that is because we have so many other genres that basically preach the same thing that hip hop is doing.
Mm.
You got heavy metal, they're talking about massacring a whole group of people. And then you got these people that do massacre a whole group of people, and nobody's talking about the influence that the heavy metal or the rock that they was listening to like influence to do these type of acts or whatever. You
right.
know, because I look at it as a form of entertainment, so to speak, because you still have like when it comes to, let's just say, movies or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Movies got people creating the most heinous acts,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody chuck that up to whether it's a black thing or a white thing. You get what I'm saying? Whenever it comes to like the black community, it's like if you listen to hip hop or whatever, you're automatically looked upon as a thug, or as a it's like a negative, what's the word I'm looking for, context that comes with it.
Conversation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
connotation that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
So for me personally, I feel like it's a slight jab at the black community because no other genre. And let's be real, even though hip hop is touching a lot of people demographically, when it comes to the top billboards, it's nowhere near what these other genres are doing as far as like, um, country music and all of that stuff. You look at the top billboards, it's like music, like a lot of pop music and stuff that's actually reaching, those type like reaching
yeah, R and
masses.
B
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
if you look at those titles, though, first of all, heavy metal is fringe. It doesn't have nearly as much as a large audience as hip hop. That's a
Yeah,
fact. When you look at
Yeah, I could agree
pop
with
and R&B, they're not saying the things that people are
that's a
saying
good
in
point.
hip hop. And the last thing is, look at correlation. Look at what people are saying in hip hop music, and then look at the culture that surrounds hip hop, and then see what people are doing on the streets versus what you see in movies. Are people not acting out and mimicking what they hear in hip hop music and hip hop culture? And do you see people mimicking what they see on movies? Like, I don't see the correlation there. I see people trying to mimic hip hop music and hip hop culture on the streets. I see children mimicking those things that they're hearing and they're seeing from these stars. What do you think about that?
That's a good point. When you break it down like that, I gotta agree. Because yeah, when you do look at it, a lot of people are look like people will sacrifice to look hood rich because
Yeah.
rap artists say
Mm. I
just
When
think
to
you
get the street credibility, so to
people
speak.
want Birkin bags not because they saw it in a movie. They want Birkin bags because a hip hop artist says that's what you got to get your girl if you got it like that. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Like
That's
people
true.
mimic hip hop. Hip hop literally influences our culture more than anything else. Everybody
You
wants
got a
to
fair
be
point.
here, and when
Now
you
I'll
got
say
that kind of power, it comes with responsibility.
you do got a fair point. And
I don't want to sanitize hip hop. I do not
nah,
want to
nah.
sanitize
The
hip
the
hop.
reason the reason why like what you're saying the counter to what I said makes sense also is because
Hmm.
when you look at everything when it comes to advertising and the whole nine, everything is surrounded around hip hop.
Hmm.
Look at every commercial with advertising. What do you see? You see hip hop.
Right.
Mhm.
Something related to rap music or something rap music, so to speak.
But
So that I can agree, but I still see it. I still see it as a slight jab or whatever because
mhm.
even when hip hop wasn't as big, it still was kind of getting a bad rep. People were still linking it to being as like being ostracized, so to speak.
Well,
Now,
because hip hop always talked
now,
about violence. It always
now
talked
here's
about
the thing.
violence.
I
Hmm.
can remember when people were getting on heavy metal
Hmm.
for people committing suicide and taking drugs and everything, but
Hmm.
that died off quick.
Yeah,
That died off real quick.
there was a
Because
point in time. Yeah.
because its influence was never as far reaching as it is with hip hop. But I want to make this point real quick, if you humor me for just a quick
Yeah, yeah,
second.
yeah, yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead. Go ahead.
I do not want to sanitize hip hop. How many times did Tupac say he's gonna kill his ops and all this stuff? That's a part of hip hop. My
Hmm.
issue is that there's an imbalance.
Yeah,
My issue is that we
yeah.
don't have the diversity in hip hop where people are talking about other things. Everybody's just talking about lean, gangs, and sex. That's it.
Facts, facts. That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
What's your take on things, Santana? Why do you feel that hip hop is being critiqued so harshly?
I mean, because of, just be honest, it's black music. Anything black is gonna get critique, right? Remember, Georgia slavery legally
You
doesn't
sound
exist.
muffled again. You sound muffled again.
You gotta say it with your chest, man. Say it with your chest.
What about now?
Nah, yeah, now you sound clear.
Yeah, I mean, I said it still stems from slavery. I mean, just because it's even though slavery is legally gone, there's still, it's still racially driven, and why everything black has to be hated on a higher level than anything, right? So that's movies, that's music, that's whatever. If if there was if black people said that, oh, let's band together and let's have the biggest real estate agency ever on the planet, and they become more successful than any real estate giant on the planet, they're gonna be hating on them because it's black people that's doing it. So it don't matter what it is, it could be anything. They're gonna take it and they're gonna go ahead and, like, let's say a black league in football, right? Let's say the NFL, right? The
Yeah,
black people side of the NFL shenanigans, since it's ran by white people, and now let's start our own league, and it becomes bigger than the NFL. They're gonna find ways to make it, to hate on it on other levels that even the NFL hate. It'll surpass that with the success that it garners. So, I mean,
now
at the end of the day, That's never gonna change. Black people are always gonna be targeted.
Now, here's my question: do you feel like that's something that's media driven, or like what? Like, what makes you think? What makes you say this?
Yeah, because the media is what amplifies anything. So yeah, that's media driven. It's a target. But like it's media driven racial. That's the best way to put it.
See, the point that I can definitely agree with on that aspect is I think the media would play a role in what you're saying because of the simple fact if the NFL have somebody that's competing, they would pay the bigger dollars to keep like endorsing their their product while at the same time trying to silence the competition. So on that
Mm-hmm.
aspect, I can agree with that. Like, what are your
Right.
guys' take on that?
Mm.
Say that again.
Who, me? What I just said?
Yeah.
No, I was saying I can agree with that aspect where if say the NFL or the NBA they saw a competition of a black driven league, I can see
Mm-hmm.
though the people in power with the bigger wallets basically paying for the advertising spot, the commercial spots and everything, basically outbidding the smaller league to get the recognition that it
Yeah.
that it does. Whatever you get what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like
That's a fact.
let's look at the Ice Cube's Big Three. The Ice Cube's Big
Yeah.
Three is a fun league or whatever, but if it became a like starting to threat the NBA or whatever, you don't think the NBA would like look to try and like shut it down with bigger marketing and try and like silence them
Absolutely.
so to speak?
Of course.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a question I'm asking you
Absolutely.
guys. Do y'all think that would that would
I,
happen?
yeah, that's of course, man. Without going, that's without even saying it. Because first of all, you messing with they money. That's number one.
Okay.
Oh man, starting yawn.
Well, you've been working all day, so
Yeah,
don't worry. We're
yeah.
gonna wrap this up. So,
No, no, I didn't mean to say it, but I am getting tired. But
uh,
Yeah.
um, to I agree with you guys 100% as well. But I mean, how much of it is because it's a black league? I'm not saying it's not, but how much of it is because it's a black league? How much of it is just this competition? It's just, you know
Right.
what? This is capitalism. You guys are
yeah,
doing great. We got to crush you because we want to make the money. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Right.
That's a problem that I have with these conversations is because I wholeheartedly believe that racism is real. I'm not one of those folks who deny it.
Oh
Those
yeah.
people are idiots, and we see them all over the internet. We see them making a boatload of money being idiots. My thing is,
That's a fact.
we've used it for so much. We've labeled everything racism for so long that it's not to
Saturated.
the point of how do we know what really is racism and what
Mm.
is just whatever. How do we
Business.
know that this
Mm.
is a Karen versus just a human being that hates another human being? That you know what I'm saying? Like you skip me in line and I'm
Yeah.
pissed off at you. Is this person being a Karen because you're black, or are they just being a really an asshole white person who just doesn't
And,
like another black
and
person?
you
You know
know
what I'm saying?
what?
Like,
When you say this make me think of what Tom Macdonald says in his lyrics. It's
yeah,
like, yo, the media promote this so much to the point now you don't know what's what. You
exactly.
know what I'm
And
saying?
that's
You
why I
gotta,
like Tom.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I
You know what I'm
like him.
saying? So it's so much propaganda now
Yeah,
that you gotta really sit back and dissect everything.
right. So
You
you
know?
got a black league
If
making $1 billion. Of
Archie
course, you're gonna
Bunker
crush them.
came out now, would he be considered a Karen?
I didn't hit who.
If Archie Bunker came out now, would he be considered a Karen?
Well, I think Archie Bunker, if I'm not mistaken, because I wasn't really a big fan of the show.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, of course, it was just a show, and they were using him as a vehicle for talking about race. But from my
Mm.
understanding, he would say racist things, like literal racist things, wouldn't he?
See,
It
but you
wasn't
gotta look
overt.
at.
It was
But
overt.
here's
It
the
wasn't
thing.
like subtle,
Here's the thing too, though. You gotta look at that time. At
right?
that time, that was like
That was the
that was
norm.
regular speaking. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that
get
was
what
that
I'm
was
saying?
norm.
So
Yeah.
Mm.
yeah,
You understand? There's people who still alive walking these streets that you are neighbors with. That's your friend. That's kind to
hmm
you. That brings you sugar because you ran out of sugar. Who was
yeah,
calling your parents the N word?
yeah,
Who
yeah.
was like,
Now
what
it
did that
just
N?
now
Well,
Way brings you sugar, man.
Everybody needs sugar, bro.
But yeah, now it doesn't mean that they didn't evolve as a person.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but at that time, that was the norm. It was
Right,
cool. You get what
right.
I'm saying? So yeah, I get it. I
That's
get
why I
it.
say we got a lot to learn. We got a lot of healing to do because this stuff didn't happen that long ago. We talking about 50 years ago. We was in the
Yeah,
swing of it, man. Like we was
yeah,
deep in it.
yeah. Yo,
Like,
look, man,
we couldn't vote
look,
40,
I'm
60
40.
years ago.
I'm 41 years old, so I just
Yeah,
missed it. You feel
yeah.
me? I just missed it.
This we talking
Like,
about the 60s, man. Like this not
yeah,
that long ago.
yeah,
You
man.
know,
Yep.
our parents was born in the 40s and the 50s.
Hey, strategic. You made an amazing statement.
Mhm.
Actually, it's an amazing word. Healing. I mean, you know how difficult it is for people to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
That alone, that word alone needs its own episode.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's not that difficult for South Carolina. They gave us Biden. They healed real fast.
but you know what? That is a good title for an episode. I won't be surprised if
Yeah, man.
Strategic got to pop up live and it's like, yeah, we're gonna discuss healing.
Nah, I'm not gonna steal your title, man. I don't want no copyright strike against my channel. You know?
For real, man.
Just make sure when you get the shirts made, you know what I'm saying. You make sure we get our shirts for free though.
Nah, man, chill.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna follow the leader, Officer Tatum.
Yeah. I know, right?
All about that capitalism. Give me all the money.
Yeah. For real,
That dude
And
crazy.
it's sad to say, man, but yo, man, them channels, man, they big.
You know, I give respect a little bit to
Yeah.
Officer Tatum, but the guy who because sometimes he pushes back. The guy that's just a lost soul is that ABL dude. He's gone, bro.
Oh yeah.
He's gone, bro.
Like, see, that's the thing. Like, I can't front when you have the Officer Tatum's, the Kansas Owens and stuff. I don't disagree with everything they say. A
not at
lot of
all.
stuff I agree with.
Yeah,
It's just when they act oblivious to like
yeah,
race and like it doesn't exist. That's
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 crazy.
the issue I have with them. You know, they act oblivious to certain things, but a lot of their principles, I agree with it. I
Racism,
agree with it.
even in a perfect world, racism will
Yeah.
still exist because you always gonna have people who are gonna try and feel superior over others.
Exactly.
You know, but the ABL dude, like you said, Candace Owens, you'll listen to some of the things she says and it makes perfect sense. Same
Mhm.
thing with Officer Tatum. ABL
Yeah.
will never say anything that makes sense. He's
Yeah.
he's a talking point, bro.
Yo, even Jesse Lee Peterson, I agree with some of the stuff this guy say.
Yeah. The ABL dude, he's lost, man. I mean, I don't hate the hustle, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're right
Dude used to
about
be
that.
a party promoter, and now he's probably close to being a millionaire, to be honest with you.
You're right.
Because
Yeah.
he's got a successful channel, but these guys, when you on the conservative circuit, you get speaking engagements where they just cut you $100 grand.
Yo,
Go ahead.
Strategic. Yo, you got to see these guys. I know you see these guys super chats and stuff, man.
Oh yeah, yo, but even aside from, I mean, first of all, the conservatives dudes drop hundreds on super chats, but aside from that,
Yes.
you gotta
Yes.
I watch all of their shows because it's you need to listen to this content. You can't live in a bubble.
Exactly.
I watch their shows religiously,
Yeah.
and you'll hit them like, "Oh, we're gonna be join us at this college campus for this conservative talk." Da 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 da. They're getting $100 grand for those talks.
Yes.
They're getting $100 grand for those talks, and they're doing those talks like every other week, bro. YouTube money is nothing to these dudes, bro.
Yeah. And their merch, oh man.
Yeah, and the merch is going out the window, kid. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? The crazy thing is, I can listen to any of these conservative channels, but the one channel that always gets me pissed off is the conservative twins, aka the Hodge twins.
All right, those are the dudes I don't listen to because I think they're clowns. I'm not gonna lie.
They always irk my nerves, and I stopped listening to them. But every now and then, see, Vic knows how to push my buttons. So every now and then he send me a video knowing it's gonna rub me the wrong way, and he just be like, I'm gonna wait and see when he texts me back what he say, because he knows it's gonna rub me the wrong way.
Yeah,
Oh,
those dudes I don't watch them. I've
oh,
only seen them maybe once. I don't watch them because they joke, and it's not a laughing matter.
yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah,
a battle
yeah.
for the soul of this country. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and
And
Mike the Dad Crosby, man, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Mike,
I
you
appreciate
was just on my channel, Mike. You ain't send me no super chat. What's up with that, homie? He sent you 50 stacks, kid. 50 stacks he sent you, man.
I appreciate it, brother. Salute to you. But yeah, like to be honest with you, I believe me. I personally have a lot of conservative views,
Right.
but it's not to the extent like where I act like I'm oblivious to things. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, even like I said, even like a lot of things like because a lot of your views that you have strategic, I basically share the
Yeah.
same ideologies too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, the conservative twins, man, they just know how to
Yeah.
piss me off. You know?
Get out of here. Even Officer Tim had a problem with them before. I was watching the show and he was debunked, and I'm like, these dudes is crazy. Why did they
Yeah,
like?
I,
It's like, no, that's
I
not right.
did a debunk video
And,
on them.
Yeah.
It ain't go far, but
Yeah.
I
they
still
do it.
voiced my
Look,
opinion.
they do it for entertainment, man. They
Yeah,
do.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like, I
yeah,
mean, I get it, but like, it's like, see, we talking about the soul of this country, man. We talking about, I don't know. Maybe I'm too serious with this. And maybe I need to make some jokes.
yeah.
Chat. I
Yo,
don't
that's what
know.
I'm trying to add now to like my regular videos, my pre-produced videos. I try and add a little jokes and some quirky laughter in there, just to
Right.
mix it up a little bit, you know.
I scream at my audience. I just be screaming.
Yo, you
Just,
had me cracking up the other day in your live
just
when you was
screaming at
like,
people.
"Yo, check out Matter of Opinions channel. If you don't want to get yelled at, check them out because here you're gonna get yelled at." Yo, I was dying laughing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, yeah.
So
For
this
those,
is the nice guy channel. Then.
nah. Real talk. Strategic isn't that like mean on this channel or whatever. He do go in. Don't get me wrong.
I
He
don't go in on
does
the
go in.
audience.
You
I
know
don't
what it
go in
is?
on.
You know what it is? You know what it is?
Sometimes I do.
Nah. What it is he speak with passion, and people will take it like, "Yo, he's yelling." I'm like, nah, that brother's just passionate about what his point of view is. You feel me?
he,
But like,
he
yo,
he's saying it with his chest.
yeah, I promise you this though. Once you watch a live, yo, you sucked in. Like it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
It's a wrap.
You're
No,
too
the
kind.
reason why I say that is
Mhm.
because Strategic does his live solo. Do you know how hard that is to do a solo live? That takes a lot of skills to
It,
do
it,
that.
it's
That's
not
why
hard when you're crazy. I'm
it's
just
not.
talking
But
to
yo, I'm
myself. I do
telling
it all
you,
the time.
yo, because I've checked some people's lives out, and it's not entertaining. So that's why I give you a lot of credit. That's why I always tell people like you can like people that know me. They'll always hear me say, "Yo, Strategic, you got to check his channel or whatever.
Yeah,
Check his
appreciate
channel
that,
out and
man.
everything like that."
Appreciate
So
it.
yeah, like that's one thing. Like no beat, no cap, whatever. Like his lives is on point. Like that I can't front on, yo. And what did I tell you? I always said, "Yo, you're going to surpass my channel." And what happened?
I think we did.
What happened? See,
I
I
think,
told you. He was
but
like, nah, I don't. I was like, yo, trust
But you
me.
know what's funny though, man? Like
Yeah,
when you had 3,000 something subscribers and
yeah,
I had like 500, you showed the love, bro. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And I
yeah,
appreciate that. You know, and I
yeah,
got a lot of
definitely,
subscribers from your channel to help me on this journey.
definitely,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely,
So
man. Yo, we gotta
it's
help. Yo, small
yeah,
YouTubers. There's no
absolutely.
guidebook for small YouTubers because if you
Yeah.
reach out to big YouTubers, they ain't trying to hear you.
They
So
ain't trying to
us
hit
small
nothing, bro.
YouTubers,
That's
we
facts.
gotta look out for each other, like straight up.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're gonna grow.
See, y'all independent artists. Man.
Yeah, yo, because when you
Yeah.
look at it, when you look at the NKBHDs and the Mr.
Yeah.
Who's the Boss,
Yeah.
they started at the same time.
Yeah.
So you see them dap each other up, and they
Yeah.
both built each other up. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
that's how it is. When you
Big
see
shout
them
out to
people
that
at the
brother
top,
too.
yeah. When you see them people at the top, man, like
Yeah,
they was together, like helping each other out. So
yeah, absolutely,
yeah, for
absolutely.
real.
I'm here for it, man. I'm here definitely
Yeah,
support as
yes,
much as
sir.
I can.
Yes,
You
sir.
know,
Definitely, man. I hope you do that video on that Victoria's Secret Karen,
I
man. Because
did it
I
already. I did it on the
oh, you did?
drive up. Yeah, I
I
got it.
bet so.
I didn't want to drop it while we was doing a live. I was like,
Oh,
you
okay,
know
okay,
what?
Oh,
okay,
okay,
okay.
Yeah, let me wait till
So
after we done.
yeah, yeah. Oh,
Uh,
so
so
I'm gonna look forward to that. I'm gonna look
yeah,
forward to that because I definitely want to hear your point of view
yeah.
on that, yo.
I got it
But yeah,
in the unlisted category. It's gonna be public.
yeah.
Well, the only thing is like
Trust me.
my phone is jacked up, so I had to reset my phone. That didn't fix the issue. There's a jam power button, so it keeps resetting. And to stop it, you got to
Okay.
bang the power button, bang the phone on the wall.
See,
So because I
see.
reset it, like all of my like everything that I use to make the
Uh huh.
videos on my
You got to
phone is not
re-download the
there.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
So this is going to be very bland with no, frills and whatever. But I think the message is important because just to give you just a taste, like I feel like those officers failed that lady. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't see yours.
Don't
You
give
said you
away.
did.
Don't give away too much because
Yeah.
I wanna
No,
watch this and be like, I
right.
bet.
Well, of course, I go into the technicals as a police
Yeah,
officer as to why they failed her, and how what I feel about how they handled the
yeah,
situation. But because it's a car talk, I didn't really go into as much detail as
yeah,
I could have. I'm driving,
yeah, yeah. And you know what's
but
crazy? Initially, what I wanted to do because I'm probably sure you saw the message on Discord because I
I
was like, yo,
responded back to you. I was like, "Yo, remember I ain't have no phone, man."
yeah, yeah,
I just
yeah.
had it.
Because the initial thought was, yo,
Yeah,
for this video, I want to see if Strategic want to do a live, so I
right,
could have actually picked your brain about the way the cops handled the
right,
situation. Because that's what I wanted to. That's what I
right,
wanted to do. To
right.
engage the data or whatever. But yeah,
I think it's also important though to know that I didn't say this in my video, but I should have. Is
okay,
that cops deal with that stuff every day, and to her, that's a big deal. To the cops,
yeah,
it's just like, yeah, whatever, just get them all out of here and call it a day.
hmm hmm
That's part of being a problem solver.
yeah, yeah,
We're
yeah,
just trying to make things go away. Not go away negatively, like, oh,
hmm
you're beating your wife. All right, let's make this going away, and then you killing
yeah,
her.
yeah, yeah,
No, like you are two perfect strangers, and if we make it go away, you'll never see each other again in life. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I get
So it's
what you're
like, oh,
saying.
what she did? She chased after you? Did she hit you?
Yeah,
No. Did she bite you? No. Did she steal on you?
especially
No.
since like nobody got hurt or
Nobody
anything
got
like
hurt.
that.
So it's
Yeah,
like, yo,
so
get
that's
out of
why I
here.
understand. Yeah,
But my issue is that there's evidence, and this lady showed you the evidence, so now you have a different duty. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? And so I feel what they did, and I'll leave you with this because I don't want to give the whole video away. What they did was what we call in a business, they shit canned the job.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
every single
okay. Yeah.
911 call is a job. That's how we call it in
Mhm.
the industry. And when you try and make it go away when you shouldn't make it go away, it's called shit canning it. And that's what they did.
Okay,
They shit canned it.
okay.
You know,
Yeah, man. That situation was crazy for real,
yeah.
for real.
And that
Yeah,
lady, I hope she get her coming up. I don't know what
yeah,
happened, but allegedly they said that it was, can you put your mask on and stay away from me? Because I think New Jersey, you guys still doing that mask stuff, right?
yeah. Some places, well,
Um,
it's not mandatory in all places, but
Right.
they like some people like some places request will request, hey, can you put on your mask? But
Like in
yeah,
New York,
it's
that's
not
done. That's
mandatory.
done in New York. So
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
What are you about to say, Ray?
some places you got to show your vaccination card before
Yeah.
they let you walk
What?
in there.
They,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they actually do that? Wow, I
yeah,
didn't know.
some
Yeah,
Okay, I
they
places.
didn't
need to
know
do
Yeah,
that.
that in New York. So she said, "Yo,
yeah,
can you put your mask on and stand 6 feet away from me?" And then that's when the lady went bonk crazy and tried to
Yeah,
attack her. If that's
yeah,
the case, if that's truly the story, then this lady needs to get everything that's coming towards her.
yeah,
Whether it's
yeah,
because it was racially motivated or she's just an
yeah.
asshole, it doesn't matter. She needs to be done.
See, and the thing was like, to be honest, I don't even think it was racially motivated. I just think she was just bat-ish crazy. Like that's how I took
Yeah,
it.
and I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
No,
that
not no,
she
no. Sorry,
played the game.
not bat. I mean like crazy in the sense of like confrontational crazy. Not like
Maybe,
something,
yeah.
not like
I
she
agree
got
with
a
you.
screw loose. That's what
Yeah,
I mean. Like
because crazy
something.
people don't go on the floor and say, "Why
Actually,
are you
based on
videotaping
the
my
video,
mental
based on the video
breakdown?"
you had earlier, and she just started crying,
Uh huh.
like that could be a sign of mental health somewhere in here.
Yeah. Well,
It
just
could
Well,
yeah,
I
no,
would
just
say this.
from my professional experience, crazy people don't say, "Why are you videotaping my mental breakdown?" It doesn't work that way.
And that's another thing too. When you look at the police report to Santana,
Yeah.
she stated she was worried about
Her
losing her
job
job and stuff
and
because she,
an apartment.
yeah, because she was caught on film trying to hit the girl and everything.
There
So
you
her
go.
immediate thoughts was like, oh, because once she tried to hit, you saw her like kind of like laughing off whatever till she saw she was being recorded,
Yep.
and
And
that's when it
listen,
went to the
look,
wayside.
white people, Caucasian folks know Caucasian folks. They know each other. They know the culture. They know what pulls heartstrings. She knows that she's in a liberal section of town. If she feigns mental health, what would the people around her do? Exactly what they did. Oh my God! Stop! Can you
Yeah,
stop recording her? Can you please
yeah.
look? She's having a mental breakdown. Oh gosh, please, we have to. Oh,
And
because we're
here's the
liberals. Oh God.
here's the thing. It's that's not a knock on white people at all. Cause you could ask any brother or black person, yo, when we see another black person, we like, yo, we ingratiate with them if we don't know them from a can of paint. So that's like a cultural thing of
Mhm.
sticking together. So that's not a knock.
Yeah, I
That's not
don't know.
all right.
With Caucasian folks, they do it for everybody, dude.
So let me
Like,
ask,
dude,
so let
when
me
I'm
ask
out
you
there
this.
arresting a dude in the middle of the street, it's not black people coming up there like, yo, why you arresting this black dude? That's only on TV. In super impoverished areas where they hate cops, they go on a war with cops. When I'm out there arresting, black folks are keeping the movie minded business. It's a white folks that's like, what are you doing to him? Why are you arresting? Well, ma'am, he's a rapist. Would you like to take him home with you? Like, dude, the white people just do that. And no disrespect, I love everybody. Most of my audience is Caucasian, but liberal white folks constantly try and protect other people.
Oh yeah, okay, I can
Just
see it
like
in
our
that.
BLM marches was 99% white people in
I
major
can see it
cities.
in that. But this is the context that I was taking it in, right?
Mhm.
If you watching Family Feud and you see a black family and a white family going, who you rooting for?
Oh, man, I don't be rooting.
Look, look, look.
I'm rooting for the
Nah,
black
I'm
person.
saying,
All right, I'm
I'm
rooting for the black
saying.
person. I'm rooting for the black person.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
that's a
Like
gotcha
I'm looking
question,
at it
man.
in that
Shame on you.
aspect. It's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just saying, like any
Right.
person, if it's an Asian person, they
Yeah,
gotta
but
vote
this
for
is
the Asian
different.
Oh yeah,
family.
of
It's different
course.
because the same people who was holding that lady down was the same ones who had just witnessed her unprovokedly attack the other lady and then was signed in with the black lady until this lady started feigning mental health.
Oh yeah,
They
you got
sided with her.
you
They're
got
like, yo, this lady's crazy, just attacked this black lady for no reason. And then soon she goes, oh my God.
you got a point.
Oh.
That's a fair
And they're like,
point. That's a fair point.
oh no, forget about the fact that she just tried to beat you down and you had to run in circles in Victoria's Secret. Forget about that. Let's now go
Yeah,
and then the cops come and she's like, yo, listen, look at the video. And they're like, no, 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 we must protect this young white
yeah.
lady.
Yeah, but back to the thing you said, man. That's one thing I will say. Everybody want to paint white people as the devil, this, that, and the third. But yo, realistically, they're like the most loving people as far as looking out for everybody. You get what I'm saying? Like how you just said, if you see a
Yeah.
black person being
nah.
arrested, no,
I don't think they're any more than
not loving.
anybody.
I
I
wouldn't
think
say loving, so to speak, but I'm like they're willing to stand up for what they believe in, no matter
nah.
what the race. I because like
Nah.
yo, look,
I think you got a lot of folks who do that.
What's what they stand for in reference to their own needs. That's what you mean.
that's what you think. That's what you. Nah, I don't know, man.
I don't
Because
think a
like
lot of it is genuine. I think a lot of it is just self-serving.
you think
Like,
so?
yeah, because
Because
you
like
Yeah,
look,
yeah.
look, dude. You gotta understand when I speak, I'm coming from my experience, man. Like,
that's
I,
true. That's true.
I will see folks come to a community board meeting and they'll be like, "Yo, listen, there's too much homeless people in front of my house. You need to get them out of here." And then the same person will be marching at the "Leave the Homeless Alone"
Yeah,
protest.
yeah. Yeah.
It's self-serving. Like, you know how many BLM folks was marching and they really don't care about black folks. They just want to be able to say that they was fighting for something.
That's
Yeah, I
true.
was there, but they really don't care.
Shout
They
out to
never go
Erica
to the
Brown.
hood.
Shout out to Erica Brown showing up in
Like
the
I think
chat.
If you had made that same statement and you was talking about their pets, then I would be like, alright, you're right. They love their pets more than any
No, no, it's true. You
creature
will
on
serve
the
more
planet.
time
I
for
don't know
kill.
nobody that love pets more. I don't know nobody that loves pets better
Yo,
than
you
people.
will serve more time
But
for killing somebody's pet than killing a person here in America. That's a
yeah,
fact.
yo, listen, them
yeah,
dogs, man. The dog worth more than babies, man.
Yeah, yo. Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
I think everybody is capable of empathy. I think everybody cares the same amount. I just feel like you gotta never forget that this is a Caucasian country, that there
Yeah.
are 250 million white folks and only 40 million black people. So
Yeah.
of course it's gonna look like more white folks care or stand up. There's a choice. There's like
say
10
that
of them for
number
every one
again.
of
Say
us.
that number again.
240 million white people as opposed to 40 million black people. Am I
Yeah.
correct? That was the number?
Yeah,
Right?
sometimes it's
Okay.
two full,
That's
Yeah.
250.
bananas.
There's like 10, there's like 10,
Wild
10,
number.
10 of them for every one of us.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
know?
Wow.
So you can't it's gonna look that way, but I refuse to feel that they are somehow inherently more empathetic than black folks. Nah. I think we're all, and I'm not taking anything away from the Caucasian people in any way. I'm
But
saying, yes, you are empathetic, and so are Asian people, so are black people, so are Latino people. We're all empathetic if we have the opportunity and the space to do it. And if we have the disposable income to go out there and protest all day because we have our daddy and our mommy's money, as opposed to the low income African American who has to work 3 jobs and can't take off to go fight for their rights.
mm, but
Mhm.
Think about
here's
that too.
here-
I
but
seen kids marching in BLM marches with Versace shoes on. When they had the bike
yeah.
right when they had the bike protests, like just 20,000 of them was going protesting through my city. They had like $15,000 bikes they were riding on.
Mm, I
They're
guess
out there because they have the disposable income to be out there and show themselves. The rest of us got to work.
the view that I was coming off with it as far as
Hmm.
saying white people care more than blacks is because
Hmm.
if if me and you walking down the streets to teach and somebody's running up behind and about to hit one of us with a stick, a
They run
black
away.
person,
They
a
run away.
black group,
They run
no,
away.
a black group of people would be like, "Yo, you see them? He about to get knocked out."
Nah, nah,
They'll
nah,
tell it amongst themselves.
nah, dude. I'm telling
But a
you,
white,
for real,
uh
this
huh.
equal. It's human nature. They're gonna run away. They're gonna run away, bro. I'm telling you right now. Take this
Oh
from
Look,
wow,
look,
somebody
from your
look,
experience. Oh,
from
okay,
my experience
look,
where they're gonna run
okay,
away.
look.
okay.
Human nature is either fight or flight.
Yeah, they're gonna run
That's
away. Nobody's
it's
fighting
either
out
one
here.
or the
Yeah,
Okay.
at least a black person is gonna tape it, and you can use that for their entertainment. But we can use it for evidence later. We can use it for evidence.
Meanwhile, you on World Star
Yeah,
Hip Hop.
yeah. I'd rather be on World Star and you can see
That's
my
true.
assailant than you just ran away.
That's true. That's true.
Now I would say though, a big shout out to the Caucasian dude on the case that arrested this black guy for knocking out this elderly white woman.
Mm,
He got charged with a hate crime because he kept
mm.
saying, "I only hit white people."
Wow.
Um,
wow, that's
a
crazy.
white guy saw him knock the lady out. He didn't engage, and that's fine. He simply walked a block behind the guy and was able to tell us, "Yeah, I'm following him. He doesn't know I'm following him. He's going up this way. He's going that way." And then
That's dope. That's
when we
dope.
rolled up on the dude, he then ran up to the patrol car, banged on it, and was like, "Yeah, that's him right there." And I was able to apprehend the dude.
That's dope.
That's
Kudos to him,
smart.
man.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
smart
that's smart. Yeah,
citizenry right
kudos
there.
to
You know what
him.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, that's dope.
But
That's dope.
Mhm.
it's not like once again, I'm not knocking Caucasian folks. It's
Not at all.
universal. Everybody's running away. I've seen so
Yes.
much cowardly stuff, dude. And it's like, why do people hate cops? Like we're not built like that. We're not running away. You know what I'm saying? These folks, yo, I was watching a video of this dude trying to rape this lady in the middle of the sidewalk, and this dude stepped over them. Luckily, she was able to fight the assailant off of her own power. A Spanish dude
Wow.
stepped over them.
You said wait. You said this was a video.
Video, yeah, surveillance video. She like,
Wow.
help! He's trying to rape me. I don't know
This
where
was
to
in New
help you.
York. This was in NY, right?
I ain't saying where. You know how
Nah,
No,
it
no, no. I'm just
yeah.
saying.
is.
Was it in NY,
Yeah,
the state?
it's in the state of New York. Yes,
See, man, yo,
and
New
this
York
dude.
people, man, like it's so fast life. People like, yo, man, you handle your rape. I gotta get to work. Like that's what it comes off
That's
from.
what that's
Yeah,
yeah, that is.
you gotta take that L. I gotta train the cat.
Yeah. Like I don't want to be funny, but that's how it comes off,
That's how
yo.
it
Yeah,
Like,
is, though.
yo, I
disgusting
always,
though, man.
I
That's
always,
technically up north. That's up north. East Coast behavior though.
yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
That's why I always said,
Like,
yo,
man, I got somewhere to go. I'm minding my business.
I
I don't wanna
always
get
said to myself, if something ever happens to me, I pray I'm not in Manhattan or like in
Yeah.
like especially if it's like an emergency situation where I gotta be rushed to the hospital and I got like
Yeah.
5 minutes to live. I pray I'm not in New York, yo.
You won't get
With the
stuck in
Well,
traffic.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. With the traffic, people not giving up because it's fast paced motion. Yo,
Well,
that's the last place.
if you commit a heinous crime
Yeah.
and the police are now on your tail, then you would want to definitely be in New York because then
Oh
everybody be
yeah.
like, "Why are you bothering him for? Why are you looking at him? Why are you handcuffing him?" You know, they'll be
See,
fighting on your behalf.
that's a heinous crime, which I definitely want no parts of. But if I'm in an emergency situation, I'm like, bruh, can you like transport? Can I be in Jersey real quick and you take me to Hoboken Hospital real quick? Because like, yo, when I the job I was at, man, I was in New York all day, every day, so I know about the traffic and everything and how people like some crazy thing will happen and people just walk by like it's nothing, yo.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, I love the city and everything, but I'm like, yo, people just about their business, yo. They don't care. They do not care. They'll keep it moving, man.
guys, I got to make a move. We've been here 2
Yeah,
hours.
yeah, we're about to be out, man. This was definitely fun, man. Again, everybody, go sign up to go subscribe to the Strategic Eye Show. Posted up here for everybody. Go sign up. Go subscribe to his show. Like I said, you guys will be impressed with the content and everything like that. Strategic, I appreciate you for being on this live, man.
Bro, I appreciate you guys accommodating me.
Yeah, definitely. Santana, I appreciate having you on the horn too, giving your 2 cents and everything like that. Yes, sir. So everybody, and especially Mike, for the donation. I appreciate that you contributing to the channel. And that's gonna be it for this live. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Everybody have a safe and blessed night, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Peace.